Stephen King commented on it. He was like, it's just pretty much just straight and narrow. Gonna be a lot of killing, right to the point. Get to the plot, you know?
I actually really respect that.
A lot less exposition and a lot less dense, I guess.
I actually really respect that.
As long as they set it up appropriately.
Yeah.
But...
Because, like, that's my problem with, like, every Quentin Tarantino movie ever.
They're too long.
It's like, you can cut out an hour and a half.
That's how I feel about Peter Jackson.
Yeah. It's like, no, seriously, like, you can cut out an hour
Lord
and a half.
of the Rings were fine.
Right, but, like, The Hobbit, even King Kong, was a little long.
Did he do the new King Kong?
No, he did, though.
Oh, that's right, yeah,
a few years ago, though.
Yeah. No.
No, this new King Kong, I didn't like it, but it was...
Yeah, no, that was his response right there.
No.
So
basically he had no response because they cancel each other out.
It's a double negative, sir.
No. Confused myself again. But no, that's why I haven't seen King Kong, because you highly suggested
I wasn't
not to.
big on it.
Yeah,
I'll probably be suckered into King Kong and Godzilla. Actually, the next Godzilla, they're having like three monster villains.
Mothra, probably.
King Mothra. Or no, excuse me, Mothra, King, the G word that I don't know how to pronounce, the one with the three-headed dragon, essentially. I don't know
enough about Godzilla.
I used to, like, way back in the day until Matthew Broderick ruined that all for me, so... I'm just kidding.
This is probably an unpopular opinion for Godzilla fans, but Godzilla movies... They're not... They're not good.
They're not good. All right, bold take.
I like the new
There's
Godzilla.
no way you can claim that the old claymation Godzillas are good. They look awful.
Those are the best ones. No, I'm just kidding.
Actually, judging them.
I'm kind of halfway between both of you on this because I wasn't a huge fan of the old one or the one that just most recently came out because he was only in 7 minutes.
Because it didn't focus on him.
Yeah,
he wasn't featured at all.
But the parts
and then Bryan Cranston died in the first half hour. I was led to believe he was going to be a main character. Yeah, so I was kind of disappointed in that film. So I get what you're saying, but I am more of a fan. But I just don't think
I feel like for me, I liked the Godzilla movie because the parts that Godzilla was in was freaking awesome.
It was,
yeah, but it's such a small part of the movie.
I
don't
but
think it
I'm hoping that's
like, yeah, you're rooting so hard for a secondary character that's not featured.
Well,
at all.
I think
that's what it felt like.
The way I'm looking at it,
yet the movie's also titled that secondary character's name.
That's true. I guess the way I'm looking at it is they got the stupid background story or whatever done, so the next movie should just all have the badass Godzilla in it, just the whole time.
Maybe. And that's the thing that with movies, like, you know, what we were just talking about with, like, Dark Tower, like, 90 minutes for what seems like kind of a complex plot and how these two worlds shift and how the tower plays a role. So to have such a short runtime, you really do have to establish your backstory and get into characters right away.
I would argue that with most movies, 90 minutes is not enough. I don't know if you guys ever saw the Assassin's Creed movie, but it's only like 90 minutes.
Is it around there?
And it's not enough because it doesn't... For one, they focus too much of that time on the present day stuff instead of the
actual point
stuff.
The point of the film.
Which was always my problem with the games too. I don't care about the present day stuff anymore.
Yeah.
I just want to play as a badass assassin.
Exactly.
But they cut it down to 90 minutes, and I feel like any exposition you get either feels just like thrown in there through some awkward dialogue or like really rushed because it's like we gotta constrain it to this like time limit. Like
it feels cheap.
I feel like 2 hours is the good mark. 2.5 is fine too.
I'm even for fine with big blockbusters. 2.5 is where you should.
And I'm even fine with 3 when it makes sense.
Right.
There's not a single Tarantino movie that needs to be that long. Calling you out, Tarantino.
I will say
he's retiring. So
is he really?
Yeah, that's the rumor. I think he's gonna do like one more film and then retire. And Daniel Day-Lewis retired apparently too.
Yeah.
If you're into his acting,
I can respect.
3 hours of Lincoln.
Never saw it.
Dude, you say that, but Gangs of New York is
okay, that is one I have heard a lot about, and I do.
He actually put a glass cover over his eye and was tapping it with an actual knife. Like, dude went all like DiCaprio. They went with like
they're method actors.
Yeah, he's a method actor, and so DiCaprio, the director.
That's cool to a point.
Yeah, no. So here's where
Heath Ledger tells you that.
So DiCaprio got freaked out because the director DiCaprio and Daniel Day-Lewis all went out to eat, and he was acting as if he was that character while they were going out.
Yeah, see, that's annoying.
And the waitress was like freaked out because he's acting like
I'd be like, I
freaking
want to talk
psychopath.
to the guy we paid to play this part.
Yeah.
Can we talk to him?
And so DiCaprio was like, didn't know how to like handle
I
that.
feel like that's the problem, like with method acting. Like you
No,
get
it's
into
cool
the,
to
you
a
get into
point.
the mind of the character, but when you're not on set and still doing it, like come on, like
you can,
that's
be yourself.
honestly that's kind of childish.
What is it like the
almost.
joke?
I just feel like
Jared Leto,
like
he
said
went to
people
that
use
degree.
condoms and like dead rats and
Yeah,
stuff.
on
Like
set.
Will Smith was like ready to beat his ass.
It's just
should've.
like, but that's the thing is like if
Maybe
you're
he
doing that
wouldn't
all
have
the
been in the
time,
movie at all.
if you do that all the time, you don't know how to act, or at least like co-stars and other actors wouldn't know how to act around them. It's probably not uncommon.
Just doesn't.
but
It seems like you wouldn't be a fun person to be around.
it's like,
period.
well, we're not gonna hang around his trailer.
Oh, he's doing a psychopath movie. Let's just avoid him for the next 6 months.
Hey, what's Jared Leto doing back there? Well, he's probably skinning a cat, but we're just gonna leave him be.
So I think in the case of like Daniel Day-Lewis, though, he's made a lot of
He's
really good movies.
he's a highly regarded actor.
Yeah.
And he's won.
So I feel like
he's won.
for him it's paid off. Jared Leto, I don't know what he's
Jared
doing.
Leto's talented. I like 30 Seconds to Mars.
That's a band.
He's
I
a
know,
part
but
of.
that has nothing to do with his acting. Is what
No,
I'm
but
saying.
I did say he
Just
was
like
talented.
Will Smith's singing has nothing to do with his acting.
That's also true.
Have you seen Fresh Prince?
That's acting, sir.
But he sings.
Name another.
All right, next topic.
Name
guys.
another good Will Smith
I'm
song.
Jordan. This is RJ, Dylan, or
right.
whatever he
I
wants
have
to
no
choose
idea
to
where
be.
that's fading in.
Yeah, we'll figure that out.
because-
We're matching today, though, so.
We are.
Dylan
Yeah, we
doesn't-
are.
Dylan doesn't like order.
Dude, I don't actually think I own a shirt of that color.
Yeah, well, shame on you.
Who does? Why wouldn't you?
You have blue eyes. You should.
Brings out your eyes.
Yeah, damn. You should know better. You gotta accent your eyes,
All right,
man.
guys,
That's
I'm
a
gonna,
major
I'm gonna
accent.
be right back. I'm gonna go to the mall.
I'll be
just
right-
hold this. Okay.
clink that.
Why don't we just follow him out to the mall? That'll be the entire episode.
I actually have another shirt in this color, but it's a V-neck.
I have way too much chest hair to show off, so.
I bet. That's
Dude,
why
I got,
I
like-
wore my my collar.
I have like
Hey, no hair.
Hey, we wanna keep this PG.
No chest
Yeah,
hair.
yeah,
I didn't show
PG.
nip. I didn't show nip.
Yeah,
Okay.
but it's PG-13 at that point, so. Yeah.
Depends on who's rating it these days.
That's pretty rough. So, quick question.
You know
have you seen The Ballers?
I love ballers.
So the new
Dwayne-
season
Dwayne
is
Johnson,
coming out.
The Rock.
Yeah.
The Rock.
The Rock
For all of
Johnson.
you out there, it's like Entourage if you've seen that, but it's like the
Never seen that one
sports. It's like the sports version.
It's
so
pretty
you have
crazy.
like
Yeah.
The Rock who plays a former NFL star, but now he's like turned agent, so he's representing current players while
He's
also
in
trying
financial
to-
stuff. He's trying to do their.
Who's gonna
finances.
argue with The Rock?
No,
There's
there's
a bunch of other big guys, but yeah, it's a fun show. I think it's cool.
Yeah, it's good.
different.
So it's starting back up on.
This weekend.
Yeah, this
I think Game of Thrones started last
Yeah,
weekend.
Game of Thrones started last weekend.
We won't touch too much on it, but I think it was.
I was happy with
I was
that
very
as a-
happy with.
As with every
Yeah.
season, you have a real high like ending point usually,
Right.
and then you kind of have to drop it. And this one still had a
I think
pretty
it still kept it
pretty
up
high
there.
top, but
It
did
almost
still
even
kinda-
raised the stakes a little.
Now-
Like, what with the Hound and Arya?
Yeah.
Arya just stole it in the 2 minutes she was in there, but anyway.
So now, correct me if I'm wrong. Well, you were watching the new season. Your wife was watching the first episode.
first episode,
of season 1.
Yeah, I know. I don't think she's gonna finish it, but she actually did act like she was interested in it. And speaking of which, like RJ practically killed it last week at our Geeks Who Drink Game of Thrones quiz.
I don't think there was a single question that you guys knew that I didn't know.
No, there is nothing we could have added that you didn't already.
Yeah, it was.
We did not do too well though.
Well, I
We
think
were-
that's when we used the Joker.
well, yeah.
because
So
you
so we ended up
we and you did
34th.
great.
We ended up 34th out of 55. But what we don't know I don't remember the exact amount that we got right on that last thing. For those of you who don't know, they have like
The last
Joker, which you can double your points at any time, but you
Per
can use
round.
it once.
So there's
per
like 8
round,
rounds. Yeah, there's
so
8 rounds.
what we did is we saved it to the end, figuring that there would be some multiple point
And there
ones
is,
at the end. And there
is,
were,
but those are also
but they
the
were
hardest
super
ones.
difficult. And
Right.
really, in the end, there was one of the visual round was like connecting events to locations on the map and stuff.
And
I
people
got
associated.
I got all 16 of them right.
We probably
So if we had just used the Joker during that, we would have jumped up
like top
into
15, right?
to
Around
like
there?
at least 17th place,
Around
depending
there.
on what the exact. Because I
Around
don't
there.
remember exactly how much we got on the last part, but
Yeah.
we would have jumped up like half of our
Half
point.
of the field. I was impressed.
Well, I mean, even then, like it was one of those things where. like that last question, we just didn't understand that she was asking multiple different people.
Right. And then there's multiple points.
And so we were trying to figure out like how these works for one person. And then it's like, that was 4 points right there. If we just figured those out, we jumped up like 7 places alone just by that. Yeah. So like, we know better for next time.
We competed well.
We did.
Next time we'll get my brother and his wife.
Oh yeah? All right. They know it too. Cool.
I'm just going to get Martin.
George R. Martin?
Yeah.
Oh, you're just going to bring him?
Jimmy Martin?
Yeah.
Which Martin?
George R. R. Martin. I feel like if we have him on our team.
I wonder how good he is with TV, like the show only trivia. Now that they have diverged from his books a little.
Yeah, because
anything family wise, of course, he's gonna know.
Right.
Like that.
But they've surpassed existing content.
Yeah, when's his book coming out?
Who knows?
I don't think he knows that, and that might be part of it.
Is he just like giving up on it?
No, but I mean,
I've seen some interesting things about how people think that the show is almost like slowing him down because he's got to like. For one, he still has to give them the input to make sure it's still going in the right direction, but he also is like
he doesn't want to ruin the ending.
He's kind of like torn between them. And
so here's my thing, though.
It's not gonna
at this point, the show's going to show who ends up on the ending before the books do. So does that ruin the books?
No,
I almost think they're going to go in a different direction.
Because it to a degree. I mean, well, so it's the same thing as the other way. It didn't ruin the Red Wedding knowing that it was coming up.
True.
I anticipated how they were going to do it, and there was still stuff that was different, like, because in the books, his wife isn't there, and so I'm not expecting a pregnant woman to get stabbed 50 times as, like, the first part, and you're like, oh, shit.
But not to mention Stark, she is brought back to life in the books as opposed to the...
But I mean, it's the big thing of, like, who's going to end up on the throne.
Well...
But so I guess you're saying you still get that
This is coming from the person who wants spoilers all the time anyway.
No, I strictly told you,
only
I
honestly
certain
feel
things
like
I don't
this
mind
is kind of like a
about.
Star Wars scenario where you have so much existing content that you can still have fun and enjoy the material that's provided, but it probably will be somewhat different. There'll be similarities here and there, but
there's one character, he hasn't said who it is. I assume it might be Sansa because her situation in the books has been very different up to this point, to where she then kind of gets passed over to Ramsay and stuff. I don't know. That didn't happen in the books. She's still with Littlefinger in the Vale at the end of where the books were. But George R. R. Martin has come out and said that there's one character that will have a very different story arc because the way he put it was that person is in a different scenario than how the show's
on the show
path went. So again, there's going to be enough different things that no, I don't think it matters.
Yeah, I think fans. I don't think
because
it
to me,
I think they would.
Unless it's a surprise, it's been Dany on the throne since like season 1. To me, if it doesn't happen, then I'll be okay. Well, that's like I didn't expect it, but that doesn't change. Yeah. But that doesn't change to me who. If Jon is the only one on the throne, and then I'll be like, okay, so I was wrong originally, but in the end, like. Is that really different than me just assuming this other person's been on the throne the whole time? No.
Do we know how many books he's going to do left?
7.
So he has two more.
I mean, he's supposed to be writing one right now. One of the two.
One should be
the other theory is that people think he might...
Abandon
no, that's not going to happen.
I've heard that theory, but...
I really don't believe that.
I wouldn't see any reason for that either.
I don't think this is entirely true. I think this one is slightly true, is that he's writing both books at the same time. And I think to an extent he has to be, because he has to make sure that what he writes here ties into here and stuff like that. And
it's almost you filling in the middle a bit.
So some people think maybe he's writing the entire thing and figuring out where the books split, and then going to release them like really quickly after each other.
That would be
cool. He's certainly not releasing them at the same time. I saw one person
the marketing behind that doesn't make sense.
But maybe like a year later, kind of like how Lord of the Rings did the movies.
Yeah, and even the new Avatar films are supposed to be like that. They've been waiting forever.
Dude, he's been taking forever to do.
Yeah, because he's doing 3 of them, isn't he?
4. There's 4 now, and the first one came out in 2009, and they're finally supposed to start filming by the end of this year.
They haven't even started filming them?
No.
I feel like at this point
they keep pushing.
He has pushed it back too far to people aren't going to care.
It's been a decade.
I think
the point that the new one will come out is a decade in
between. It's not going to be enough time to where it's like Star Wars, where we have like episode 6 to episode 1
Right.
is like
That's huge.
25
You
years
get a whole
or
new
whatever.
cast almost. So
Well, the also thing with Star
It's-
Wars is you
oh,
had
for Star Wars you're talking about?
Yeah.
You had pre-existing trilogies as opposed to one standalone
yeah,
film.
and that's what I'm saying. So like with the Star Wars, like you get.
Then
new
again, I
cast,
guess
other
people
stuff.
are getting pretty hyped with Blade Runner, the new one.
It does actually look kind of.
I'm curious about it, but I feel like I need to watch the original, and I'll confess I haven't seen it, but I am curious.
actually- hadn't either.
No,
We
I've
just-
seen Blade Runner.
No, but didn't you just see it? Oh no, maybe it
I
was
watched
me
it like
with it.
4 years ago.
so
Honestly,
I
I was
saw it about 2 years ago.
underwhelmed with it.
And it's the 80s, so would you even be appealed to or
I
intrigued
think
to see the new one?
The
with
trailer
Ryan Gosling?
looks cool, but I'm not going to spend money on it.
Yeah, you're not. See, they're just trying to
Yeah, I
bring
feel
you new
like
stuff again.
I feel like for
new
me-
And I
old
remember
stuff.
so little about that world.
I
too.
feel like for me though, the way Blade Runner ended.
Wait, you saw it?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, not the new one. The old.
The new one's not out yet, so you
yeah.
couldn't
Yeah,
have seen
that's
it.
what I meant, the original.
That's
Sorry.
not true. If there's copies, you could get illegal copies.
I mean, we don't associate with those people, nor would we recommend that. So, next topic. What were you saying?
Okay.
I think he tried to say something.
No, I
He's
lost
calling-
my train of thought.
Are you
But
calling him a pirate?
Are you
I mean,
Captain J. Sparrow?
I am a pirate. That's my confession. No, but how the original Blade Runner ended, I thought it was.
Wait,
really,
don't spoil it for me, man. I just hadn't seen it. I literally
I'm-
confessed
I'm
that.
not-
I
I
don't
bared
even
my
remember
soul
how
I'm
out.
not spoiling anything. I'm just saying I
I
was.
mean, I really don't care.
I was really happy with how it ended,
Okay.
and I feel like just like anything
Harrison
else-
Ford lives, so.
The real
Start
twist is when Will Smith's character from iRobot appears.
Oh, man.
And then Arnold's there for some reason, and you're like, what?
Okay, no,
But
that's
he's not
ridiculous.
himself.
Doesn't
He
make
has,
any
like, half
sense.
his
Yeah,
face,
yeah.
like, blown
But no, I felt
And
like
RoboCop.
RoboCop.
it's gonna do what a lot of movies in this situation do. Is like I felt like the ending was pretty good, and now the character's probably gonna come back, and you're gonna be like, okay, so this is how it ended. So like, how are you in this spot now? Like, what happened? And it just, I don't know. To me,
Sorry, random thought, and I don't mean to interject,
No,
but I
no,
think
no.
as a future podcast, we should do like a sci-fi episode where we like sci-fi movies,
have been
and Blade
saying
Runner could
that
be one.
ever.
Although I'm not. So
I've never
sure.
once heard him say that.
Yeah, he's never.
No,
said
it's because
that.
you guys don't listen to 90% of what comes out of my
That's because
mouth.
95% of the stuff that comes out of your mouth is.
It's true.
Yeah, but there's still 5%
I
that,
know.
that's
But
genius.
you understand, then it's hard for RJ and I to decipher.
We got to sift it out.
No,
you
no,
got-
no.
yeah,
What I'm
we
saying
need-
is you just take all 100% of it and just fucking deal with it.
Yeah, but
So I
sometimes.
was thinking that we should do a sci-fi one sometime.
Yes. I'm on board with that idea. That's a great idea.
Hey, don't walk in front of the camera.
Oh,
that's
that's-
very unprofessional.
Yeah, that's poor. That's
Oh, I'm
poor.
sorry. Is this is unprofessional?
That's poor. What's the word? It's like if you're a stage actor turning your back to the audience. That's pretty much it.
I really
Or
want to
you
know
just
the word.
slap them
I
in the
need to
face
know
right
the
now.
actual word.
Acting etiquette.
Yes.
Or in this case, camera etiquette.
Stage right and
I feel like
stage
you're just
left.
saying etiquette after the.
So
I'm
you're
sure there's an
impressed
actual
with
word
the
that.
Argument etiquette.
Next topic. You're impressed with the ending, the Blade Runner, the original, that is,
Yeah,
because
I
we
don't
have
know.
not seen the new one. That
Because
does not do
nobody
out
except for the
until-
editor and the director probably has at this
Right.
point.
Unless Dylan has. 'Cause
When
he's
does it
a
actually release? Do
pirate.
you know?
When does it actually release?
Yeah.
I think it's in October. It's
Oh,
either
definitely-
October or
There's
November.
definitely not even pirated copies yet.
It's October and it's towards the end of the year. So.
See, I feel like the problem that I have, well, because there's two ways that movies go these days, right? There's nowadays every movie is set up for a sequel, pretty
Yeah,
much.
even
something.
new ones that are like coming out.
and they just assume they're gonna get a sequel.
Right.
But then you have ones that aren't set up for a sequel, and then they have to figure out how to like tie it in. Like Blade Runner, the original one, never set up for a sequel.
Yeah,
and
so
then you
how
have to
do you
figure out how
now-
you tie it in.
Right.
Or honestly, I would say that like the first Kingsman, was it set up for a sequel? I don't really
I would
remember.
assume so. I don't remember it was. It didn't feel like it. It felt like it
'cause
could have been open,
At least
but, I mean,
the
it's
fact
not
that
like,
Colin Firth's character's still alive definitely feels like, oh crap, we shouldn't have killed him in the first movie. How do we
that's
just
what it seems like.
retroactively
Absolutely.
come up with something?
Absolutely.
He's a child over here.
See, even though you're not actually opening your mouth, you're still spewing BS, you know? So, anyway.
So
No,
I just
and-
ignored half.
No. So, and exactly what you're saying is, I feel like they do tend to. We had like it was originally supposed to be one movie, and they're like, it did really good. We want another one,
And that's
and then it's like nothing went to like they weren't planning for that, and then they just come up with like. That's where the second like sequels can be bad because they just come up with BS reasons of how to
sophomore
transition.
slump.
and almost every sequel has to somehow take it like, oh, here's, the first movie, the two people and the main character and the love interest get together at the end, and every sequel, it's always got to be, oh, for some reason they like are having an argument or broken up, and we got to get them back together again.
Yeah.
It's just like
perfect example. National Treasure.
Yep, that's actually what I was thinking of.
Dang. I actually enjoyed those ones though.
They were good. They were good.
But I do get what you're saying.
The second one is they just need drama and
it's manufactured. It feels too forced. It's not organic.
National Treasure is a perfect example of one they never had a plan for a second one because they had to come up with another National Treasure somehow.
Randomly it was like this big.
And then just to be safe, at the end of the second one, they left it open for a third one,
which never happened.
Not
Which
yet.
you would think if one
Not
family.
Yet. You know what they're doing? They're about to release another Top Gun.
I saw that.
Yeah, and it's actually a sequel, isn't it?
Yeah, Tom Cruise is in it.
Yeah, I think it's a sequel, not a remake.
No, it's not. I think they titled it too that it's going to be Maverick. So it's like you have these old franchises that exist and they have a decent standalone film that kind of develops a cult following, but then years later, because I think we're
out
on
of
this
shit to do.
No, Hollywood doesn't want to develop original content. We're going to recycle stuff and then tie it all together.
The
and
best
try to make
movie
sense of it.
that does like
That
goes
does
through
that?
that kind of in a funny way to explain this is 21 Jump Street, or is it 22?
22 Jump.
No, it's because it makes fun of itself.
Yeah, and he's
being a
like
TV
Oprah, and
show.
he's like, we're just taking shit from the past and we're spicing it up and putting it out and hoping that no one notices.
Well, and then in 22, he's like, we're just literally doing exactly the same thing.
It's like the best. Like,
that's kind of where The Hangover failed. The second one.
Yeah.
Because the first one, if you ever seen it, it's like one of the best comedies out there.
The first Hangover was so
like
good.
all time, it's up there. But then for the second one and the subsequent
I never
third
saw
one,
the third one.
The third one was shit.
No, the
and
third one was
second
absolute shit.
The
second
second
one was
like,
not worth it at all.
Yeah.
And then the point I was trying to make was that it's like they literally almost try to hit the same exact beats as the first one, the same type of jokes.
Anchorman, same thing.
That too, yeah. And it's
Dude,
like
Anchorman 2 was like. There's the part in there like with him having a shark as a friend and like he's blind for a while and dude,
can't you see I'm blind?
You know they were trying to make that. They were considering making that a musical at one point.
That may have been funny.
Yeah, but I don't know. But that's the thing with comedy. I feel like it's harder with comedies too. When you have a successful first standalone film and then they want to reboot it into a second.
What's hard with like comical?
It's hard to like hit those same beats and then also and with Bridesmaids that was a huge successful one, but then even Kristen Wiig, when they asked her to do a sequel, they all shot it down.
I wish more people would stand by their gun, just be like, no, like the first one's good enough.
Let's leave it as is. It's perfect because for me, Independence Day, I love that movie. Like growing up as a kid and seeing it. Second one, it ruined it all for me. Even the first one to a degree, because you're carrying the same story, but you're almost tarnishing and your own product. It's kind of like.
Well, I think what can be hard too is like, especially for comedies, is you get those like Adam Sandler's and Will Ferrell's, who I like both of them, but they do like but that's the thing is they do the same role so much.
That you get what was it, typecast or
typecast.
Yeah.
But for this, they're literally doing their own stuff, so it's like I feel like in the beginning they start off really funny, and then it's like. There's a peak where it's like either changed up.
Oh look, Adam Sandler's a man-child in the next movie again.
So it's like,
and Kevin James is fat again. Wait.
So and I'm still trying to figure out like they made a Paul Blart too.
Yeah.
Was that necessary?
They made Grown Ups too.
That also was.
Yeah, I didn't see that one.
I never saw either of those.
Grown Ups.
I saw the first one of each.
The first one was
me too.
Funny.
I saw first.
I like the first one.
I refuse to see sequels though.
Yeah,
it's like what?
And for me, like I grew up on Adam Sandler. Like I love Big Daddy. I love
Clicked.
Yeah,
Click, I guess.
Click was like towards like the older, but that was like got more
Mr.
serious.
Deeds, which was also a remake. So there you go again.
Mr. Deeds was still funny.
It was.
And Billy Madison.
But there's only so much you can take of the same stuff and the same character playing the same.
And again,
role.
like with Will Ferrell, like I love Will Ferrell. He has he is
I
part of some of my
Will
favorite movies, but. I feel like
just came out with that movie, man.
Yeah,
have you heard of it?
That's where I'm. Yeah, I saw it. In
saw
the
it?
house. Yeah.
Was it horrible?
Never even heard.
No
of
one
it.
else saw it.
I know.
You were one of 35 people on Earth.
I know.
To see it.
Me and my mom went and saw it, and it's with Amy Poehler, and it was actually.
And those are two funny people.
Yeah, and it had a lot of funny moments, but then it I'd say as a whole it wasn't that great, but like the moments that were funny were just amazing. But then there were real dull moments or just like kind of moments to
Right.
it, you know. But I mean, Will Ferrell definitely plays like classic Will Ferrell, and it's pretty good. And him and Amy Poehler are actually a really good match. But I do feel like both of them are kind of playing a role they've played a lot, so that kind of also plays into.
I feel like
it
audiences realize that. That's why some of these movies are just.
Well,
flops,
and I mean, like,
you know?
Will Ferrell has done, like, he did Casa de mi Padre, which was all in Spanish.
god-awful.
It wasn't, like, but I can
What?
respect what he was
All
doing.
Spanish?
Yeah, it was all, because he actually speaks Spanish. He learned
No,
in high
yeah.
school. Yeah, and so
That's
he did a
awesome.
whole Spanish movie, which I can respect where he was coming from, because I think he was trying to do something new and different.
Your respect doesn't pay the bills.
Yeah.
Well, hey, if you're doing the same exact thing, but there's in a
It's-
different language, like you're still not hitting that.
Yeah, because I
new
think I
demographic.
took you to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went and saw
Sounds
that.
like RJ hated it.
But, yeah, no, I mean, it wasn't.
Thankfully, yeah, I got to see it for free because he was
it
working
wasn't-
at the movie theater.
you still lost your time, but I'm sorry.
It wasn't great in any aspect, but I think what I'm saying is I can see how he was trying to do something different, you know.
No, for
But-
sure. And that in comedy is one of the hardest genres to kind of
Well, yeah,
be successful in
and I
hit
feel
your
like
mark.
so many comedies have been done at this point. It's like trying to make.
Well, they're all
a comedy
predicated
that hasn't
on
been done
crazy
before. It's kind of hard.
situations.
Yeah,
You're right.
yeah.
So, like, there was another one. I'm kind of upset. I'm forgetting the name here, but there's 2 new comedies this summer. One's called Girls' Night. It's all black female cast that they go
Yeah,
under,
yeah,
but
yeah.
it's that story from the trailer. It's very reminiscent of the one that just came out
Bad Mom.
prior with Scarlett Johansson.
Oh yeah.
And I'm forgetting that movie, but it's where the females also have like their own trip, and it's like you guys are literally regurgitating the same ideas here
So,
in the same summer, and they're both.
I mean,
comedies, so.
that's romantic comedies right there. You have
True.
guy meets girl in some super wacky way.
Yeah.
We go through their how
Tinder
they're
date.
coming together. They're like, oh, they're happy. Something happens. Misunderstanding. Broken up for a little while. Come back together. There, I just wrote 50
Every
movies
single
for you.
rom-
I will say
ever.
that
That's true.
I did just see Bad Moms, and that was actually really funny.
Bad Mom.
That's the one where it has Mila Kunis.
Yeah, that came out last year. though.
Mila Kunis.
That's a good one.
And then it has the
Kristen Bell.
Kristen Bell, but
Like
then
her.
the girl from
She's in a
Step
bunch-
Brothers, who is the one that's banging
yeah.
the
I know,
one
yeah,
brother
she's
that
in-
she's kind of
she's
wild and
hilarious.
crazy. Yeah,
I know.
yeah,
you're
yeah.
talking about.
I
She's
don't
in
know
How
her
to Lose a Guy into. She's in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
She's kind of more of a secondary character. But that lady's hilarious.
Yeah, and so
Absolutely
she's just a
hilarious.
really obnoxious person,
Right.
and so it's the 3 of them, and they're all moms, and realizing that I think that Mila Kunis'
Guess
husband
what? They're doing a
left her.
sequel. I'm not even joking.
They are. It's
Christmas.
a Christmas. It's a Christmas one, and it actually looks pretty good. And I could.
And
see
because
why.
they were doing that, I originally read on MovieWeb that they were gonna do like a dad version of that. Like.
So and I
Kill
don't
me.
remember. I don't remember the movie, but it was the one where it was like the dads were the ones like it was. I think Chris Rock was in it. And it's
Daddy daycare.
Yeah, no. That was Eddie Murphy, not Chris Rock. But it's the dads, and it's like them like taking their kids out to the park. And
That
it's
was a
supposed
sad movie.
to- yeah.
I know what you're talking about, but
and
that
I
was
think that's what they do is they try and I think now get some of that stuff and mix like it's and instead of like a romantic comedy, it's almost like a drama comedy, and it's like pretty
Dramedy.
dramedy.
But and then like because they did like the Valentine's Day and then like New Year's Eve.
Those
like,
were okay.
Those were kind of cool. Those were a little different. Yeah, and
I like how
those.
they connected
A
all
bunch
the,
of different stories because that was how Crash kind of did it. Except
which was
these were
that
more-
was a drama. That
Crash
won Best
was-
Picture.
Yeah, Crash was
that
amazing.
movie was actually
So,
it was very well done.
Yeah.
It's kind of underrated.
Yeah,
But
Crash,
It
it's-
deals with a multitude of issues. It is very much a drama.
It has like a bunch of
Several
different
separate
people
stories.
and how like their actions affect all these other people and in
Yeah.
a way like always.
It's all like
get
an interconnected
intertwined.
web. Yeah, it's very
Yeah.
fascinating. That movie won Best Picture, but that was in like '04, I think. But
Yeah, and that was great. So that was kind of
Yeah.
those are like the comedy version of that.
I
almost,
love
like, all
movies
these-
that can do that and actually pull it off well. But
Oh,
it's
yeah,
harder
yeah,
to
yeah.
do.
It definitely.
Did you guys ever see the movie Identity? It's kind of like a horror, but not so much
is-
a horror.
is that-
John
does
Cusack's in it?
Oh.
But they all have like all these strangers kind of meet through these circumstances
I've heard
throughout
of it.
one night,
I have heard.
and they all get intertwined. Their stories all intercede each other at this like random hotel out in the middle of nowhere. But all these separate things happen. One of them's like a murder, and you're trying to figure it out. But then the twist at the end is one of the absolute craziest and best because it's called Identity. So you're having all these different personalities, different people, and it was kind of fascinating.
Yeah,
it was one of those movies that actually pulls it off well.
Yeah.
But
no, it definitely is a hard thing to do.
Yeah, especially when you're dealing with a lot of characters. That's why I'm excited to see how Infinity War is gonna do it, because you have so many superheroes.
They apparently released some
So
footage at D23, but we don't.
Right.
We don't. All I got
None
to
of
do
us
is
actually
read,
can see it.
was
We have to-
read the description
impressions
of
and
it.
everything.
Well, and I think like
People are hoping that there will be something released at Comic-Con though, because Comic-Con's
And
going
that's-
on right now.
Is that right now or next month?
It's right now
Oh,
because
shoot, okay.
that's why like all these trailers are coming out. There was the one
Gotcha.
for there was a new Justice League one, but I haven't seen it. Stranger
I have
Things
something
2
that-
just got
yes,
there.
and
Oh, I need to see
so
that.
and Stranger Things is gonna drop just before Halloween. I think the date was October 27th.
that's a lot closer than I thought.
Yeah, it's coming up.
I have to
pretty
rewatch.
Which is gonna be cool.
I think I'll have to rewatch the first
Yeah.
season.
Yeah.
I'm still a little unsure exactly what they're doing with the second season, but again, that's the point of like a teaser, is not to give away the
Yeah,
plot.
I mean, the only thing I feel like I can really tell is it seems like the other world's coming into our world.
Well,
but-
they even teased that at the very last episode when Will's in the bathroom by
Yeah.
himself. He's like,
Well,
something's still
that
connected.
part is pretty much confirmed, and it seems that Will is in some way the bridge, because
And
part of the
Eleven's
trailer
still in
is
it too, right?
the trailer is he hears like a whisper, and he turns around, and it does like the kind of like flash, and suddenly he's in the upside down, and he's like walking out and seeing everything like destroyed, and then then one of his friends like says his name, and he like turns around, and he's back in the real world.
I think
again.
That's true.
I think one of the most jacked up.
and 11 they did show in the trailer.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
she is gonna be in the
because
new
she
one
went back
as
to
well.
the upside down, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
we
yeah.
don't know where, right? I mean,
That's-
essentially,
so-
she disappeared as well
That's
as
right. So one of my favorite things about that show, and one of the most jacked up things, is the fact that the sister's friend got killed, and Barb.
She got nominated for that too.
Yeah, the thing is like no one cared at the end of the
No
film
one
about Barb.
knew
like,
what happened to Barb.
yeah,
no one
and
bothered
no
to
one like they
follow
were
up
just
on that.
happy they got the one.
And even
you
then,
know.
she also wasn't the only person who disappeared. Like, we saw
There
all
was
those, like,
another-
cocoon things of
Yeah.
people.
But
Yeah.
Barb, like they never.
Like, how far does it spread? That
Yeah.
could even be another.
It's
plot
just
point
they never
moving forward.
question Barb again. It's just all about Will, and then like 11, and they're like, just Barb was just thrown to the curb.
It's always a bummer when those characters who actually have an idea, like, hey, let's not do this. I get a bad feeling, and then they're the ones that are like, yep.
Not only
all
do they
bad stuff
die, but
happens
then
here.
no one cares.
Yep,
Like,
moving on.
we're done.
I'm trying to think of other trailers that were released.
At Comic
Have you guys ever read the book Ready Player One, or know anything about that?
I have is a book.
It's a book.
Okay,
first.
so I don't know a lot about it, but I do know that it's basically Steven Spielberg's most recent pet project. Like, he's been working on it
I don't
for a
know
while.
anything about it, but they released a trailer about it, and it's very clearly it's like, future
Sci-fi.
going into like the internet kind of thing. And
Is
so
it kind of
so
like
there's
Tron
a bunch of
or like
I
Ready
don't
Player
know
One?
for sure.
I don't know.
But they had like a bunch of pop culture reference. Like they
Why
had.
is the Iron Giant?
Oh yeah, there you go. The Iron Giant was in the trailer. The DeLorean
What?
from Back to the Future is
Yeah.
in the trailer.
Oh, it's just like a bunch of references?
Well, like, because it's like the world that you create or whatever in the end
Huh.
there's like all these pop culture things in it.
That's curious.
Huh.
I'm interested. Or, I'm
Yeah,
intrigued, but
I don't know enough about it.
I just know that
Did you-
Spielberg's heading it, so I mean,
Yeah.
it's been ongoing for a while.
Have you seen the trailer for the new Netflix series with Will Smith in it?
Okay, so it's a movie, Bright, right?
Is it a movie? Okay,
It's a
yeah,
movie
yeah, Bright
called
is
Bright,
cool,
and I
yeah.
haven't seen it, but I actually, I don't know if I could say this. I'm very well of the writer who wrote it, and I have some of his other scripts, but it's supposed to be pretty interesting, and it's I haven't seen the trailer, but I've heard it's kind of getting Will Smith back into kind of his comfort zone in terms of like being a blockbuster type player here.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
And
looking
it
to
looks
see
curious from what
It
I've
looks.
heard.
It's a.
But
I don't wanna
Netflix,
say
that's another
fun, but
thing.
it's
Netflix, they're
They're
doing original.
pumping out so
Yeah, but
much
not even
stuff.
just series. They're doing their own original movies.
And a lot of them are actually really good, you guys.
Yeah,
I've been
well, I
watching
mean-
a lot of them, and they're.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, not everyone's gonna be good, but they.
I
they
saw
have
this documentary the other day.
Yeah.
That blew my freaking mind. It's
Which
about
one?
aliens and UFOs and stuff.
Oh,
It's
nice.
kind of silly. I feel like we should say
Call
this
back
for-
to episode 3 of this.
back to episode 3. No, it's called
When we didn't learn a
Extraordinary,
lot.
but
They're coming out
probably
with
touch
another
on that
Pacific
later.
Rim.
Oh yeah, Pacific Rim. I saw the
The
trailer
teaser,
for
I
that.
did see that. I actually didn't mind the
don't-
first one.
Know what the point of the second. I don't know anything about what they're trying to do.
I feel like they're trying...
Because I feel like they stopped the kaiju in the first one, so either are they
But they did leave it open. They did leave it open for a sequel. And from
but John Boyega's in it.
Yes, Mr. Finn. Star Wars. So that's supposed to come out February of 2018, I think. But
there's a horror movie about a killer snowman coming out called
Frosty
the Snowman.
Frosty the Snowman. There you go. From what I got, it's a teaser as well. It seems like it's like join the uprising.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's almost like a recruitment video for Jaeger pilots.
That was the only thing I couldn't understand. Is it seemed like a recruitment video, but because they kept calling it like the Jaeger uprising, I was like, are they revolting against like the world?
They're trying to bring, yeah, I feel like they're trying to bring in more pilots because there is a new threat. I would guess. I mean, I don't want to touch on it too much just because it is a teaser. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. It's curious, and I like the actor. I didn't mind the first one, but
the first one is one of those that I don't think anyone expected to be good, and then it was like, oh, this is a decent.
I really like Charlie Hunnam.
It was
that
really...
being said, Guillermo del Toro is not doing this.
He's not. Wow. I think he's part of the writing process too, no? Or
that I don't
directing?
know. I know he's not directing.
Right. I know he directed the first one. I think he was still maybe part of the producing or writing of this.
I like the acting. Like you had Charlie Hunnam, and I really like him. And then you had Ron Perlman, which I'm always a big fan of Ron Perlman. But
it was it did decent in the U.S. It wasn't a huge domestic hit. However, worldwide is where it made a lot of its money, and that's why they even greenlit this sequel.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, what do you guys think of the new movie, The Valerian?
You know what? So I don't know a whole lot about it. I am very curious though.
Yeah,
it kind of
because me and my girlfriend were talking about it and
Guillermo is still part of the writing.
The writing. That's what I thought.
Stephen S. D. Knight
is directing.
I have seen one of the trailers and I don't know anything that's going on. Yeah. I have heard it is not a great movie though.
Yeah, my girlfriend was saying...
And that's a bummer. You know why? Because they've had stuff that they've already... There's a second one already written, excuse me, and the idea is that they wanted to do a trilogy, but this almost feels like kind of a John Carter type situation where
Jupiter Ascending.
even that one, that would be another good example, is where you have these universes that are so vast and you want to establish them well, but it just doesn't hit with audiences.
Well,
so, for John Carter, they had like $150+ million budget, and the movie was just a flop. It was actually one of Disney's more recent flops.
Mm-hmm. And I should say, I saw John Carter. I don't think it was...
A lot of people didn't.
For free.
A lot of people... well, that's because we had perks, but...
Yeah, I didn't think it was
people
terrible.
didn't mind it, but the problem was that not enough people came out. And I feel like with the trailer in that film, and maybe with this trailer for Valerian, like, there's not enough established where... an audience member going into it would know what's enough that's going on to be intrigued to like want to see that type of film.
I would say that to me, knowing nothing about the movie and only seeing the trailer, it's just another generic sci-fi movie, and there's nothing that pulls me into it. And I think that's the problem that a lot of people are having with these movies in general is. It doesn't matter who, unless it's like a director or an actor that you really like, you're not seeing these things in the theater.
Right.
You just don't care. You're not going to go up with, especially if you haven't even seen the trailer, you're not going to go to the place and go, let's
try
see
this
that
one.
movie. Like, no, you're just not going to do that.
Well, I think that's what's hard about sci-fi is I feel like sci-fi is one of, like, this is more of a personal thing, but for me, like, one of the most interesting and like
can be
exactly in one of my most favorite genres.
A lot of it can be really shitty.
Exactly, but that's the thing. I feel like trying to find something that's new in sci-fi or advertising and figuring out a way that's... I mean, because sci-fi can very easily get caught in a futuristic, we have spaceships and we travel around. It's like, okay, it's Star Trek, Star Wars.
Right. Bam. You almost don't want to like, oh, this just looks like another so-and-so.
Yeah.
You know?
And so I feel like it gets really hard, I feel like, to come up with new stuff, and I think it does happen every now and then, but it is definitely a lot harder genre.
I'm curious to see how well this does in box office, but even seeing the trailer, like, I'm kind of intrigued, but I really don't know. I'm intrigued, but I'm not to the point where, like, oh, I need to see that. It looks amazing.
Well, and so, like, what I was saying earlier is, like, my girlfriend saw the trailer and was pretty much like, it just kind of looks like they're trying to, like, be a knockoff Star Wars, Star Trek.
I like that lead actor, the guy from Chronicle. I like that guy.
He also played Harry in Spider-Man.
He was also in the Amazing Spider-Mans. I have a friend of mine who's just like just hounding me on seeing the new one because it's actually really good.
still
But I'm
haven't seen
like, I just don't care,
dude,
man. I've seen 5 of them already. I know, Dylan, you've seen one, but I'm not trying to knock you. I will see it
because
eventually.
I was in the same
I'm just
spot.
not in a rush.
I was
at
in
all.
the same spot, but my dad paid for the tickets and took us. So
All right, pay for my ticket. I'll go.
yeah.
But
So,
I'll be
that's
willing to
why
bet you guys are both going to pay for your own tickets to see Thor, right?
Oh
definitely.
yeah,
See,
but
but
I'm
that's the
excited for
difference.
Thor.
Yeah, that's
Not
exactly.
to say that I wasn't
No.
interested, but it's not.
You're not
It's
excited
not the same level.
about
Like,
Spider-Man?
I was excited for Guardians. I'm excited for Thor.
Yes.
To me, Spider-Man was just kind of
Filler.
in there.
It's filler. It's filler.
That's why for me, I went in with the same attitude, and I definitely came out with
And
a
you
better
enjoyed it.
attitude
And
about
you
it.
had,
But,
you know, it's one of those things where I probably will enjoy. I'm going in with low expectation, or I'm just not enough interested. But then when I come out of the movie theater and it's a good quality film, I'm like, oh, hey, that wasn't bad. That's how I felt about Man of Steel. And that was probably the last DC film I felt pretty good about, besides Wonder Woman, because that one eclipses everything else.
Yeah.
But
no, and I agree with you 100% on that.
Yeah.
Speaking of Wonder Woman, another thing that they released at Comic-Con was the fact that they have greenlit Wonder Woman 2.
Okay, and I've
so-
heard they're trying to get the same director as well, Patty Jenkins. So, we'll see.
I know dreams don't come true, but are they just pulling Wonder Woman from the Justice League project, just making it its
No.
own
So,
thing, so it's just not tainted?
I feel like this will be our little trash on DC segment.
Cyborg still looks terrible.
Still looks like crap. And so there's 2 things I wanted to bring up too about DC.
They're terrible at making good movies.
They're just, I don't understand. So 2 things. They did announce just this week, I saw on MovieWeb, that they're considering or planning, I think it's actively planning, a Joker versus Harley Quinn film.
With Leto being Joker and
Yes.
Rubio being Quinn.
I'm
But
fine
Joker
with Margot.
versus Harley Quinn, like...
That just
I don't
doesn't
know.
make sense.
And then in even bigger news, Ben Affleck might be out as Batman.
I did hear that.
And that
Is it because he realizes he's made shitty movies and ruined Batman?
No, he hasn't made shitty movies. I just think
Is Batman? Yeah. Oh.
he's only been in Batman once. He's only portrayed him once.
Yeah,
and that
and it
wasn't
was
bad.
Technically twice. He was in Suicide Squad.
Okay, I guess. But
And
anyway,
technically, he's in Wonder Woman.
no, he's
Not him himself, but his character is.
Oh, okay, Bruce Wayne. Okay,
And-
yeah, blah blah blah.
If you don't see him, it doesn't.
You could have cut that whole segment out of Wonder Woman and still been an A+ film. Anyway,
That actually may make
but
it
apparently,
I also
like,
still haven't
a
seen
film.
Wonder Woman.
I think you like it.
Yeah, I think.
Like, you know,
I mean, I think it's going to be a good
No,
movie. I
it-
just haven't seen it.
yeah, it is very.
It's
well
a,
done.
to be honest, it's on. Actually, I might want to see that a little bit more than
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, but at the same time,
I did because I saw that.
Like in terms of as just a standalone
Standalone
movie,
film.
but then you take into the account of DC and the Marvel universe, and that puts Spider-Man up in
Because
more
Marvel
interest,
actually
but-
has a universe.
Exactly.
And but apparently Warner Brothers is considering or finding a way to write out Batman of their future films, which is
But it
interesting
doesn't make
too
any sense
because
he's like one to at least to most people. I think he's the one that people care about the most.
Batman as a character, yeah.
Yes.
But Ben Affleck is Batman. I'm not
People
opposed to it, but like
So has he stated
The
why he
problem
wants to
is-
drop out?
no, well, there's been no comment from him, and I don't think he would state that. I think it's very controlled right now. But I think another issue is that Christopher Nolan set the bar so high with Batman, and then they're now exploring the Justice League and doing the DC
I feel
universe.
like-
That
yeah.
anything in comparison now with a new Batman is just subpar. And
Yeah.
then on top of that, so.
Well, I feel
and
like yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't mean
you
to
go.
cut you
I
off.
was just gonna say, I just feel like Nolan did so good, and like I know you can't like top that, but they didn't even like try. It doesn't even seem like their Batman just it is like nothing.
I think another interesting thing to note was Ben Affleck was originally slated to actually direct his own solo Batman film, but then he bowed out of that. Matt Reeves took over, and Matt Reeves just directed the last 2 blockbusters, The Planet of the Apes, which were actually very well
I see
done.
you. Yeah, I
Um,
just saw the Planet of the Apes one. I
but-
loved it.
But now to hear that he backed out of the role as director, wanted to focus more on the acting and let somebody else do that, and then to now hear that maybe his future as Batman is compromised. It's just like all these choices that DC is making yet again. It's just like you
Nothing
guys
is
are the
fun.
B team.
You can't get someone to stay for multiple movies. You got Robert Downey Jr. who's been in like 7 movies.
And even
and
even at this point, he's like, yeah, I really love the fact that I played Iron Man. I've been very successful about it, but I will bow out when the time is right because I don't want it to be embarrassing.
But that's also been the plan forever.
Right,
though.
it's been
going
a plan.
into it. That was
It's
the
been a
plan.
plan.
Yeah. Like going into all of them, it was like you have 3.
You're telling me that DC doesn't have a plan.
And I hate to do this.
I'm not gonna speak
I hate
for
to
them.
feel like we're always bashing on DC, but it's also very warranted.
Well, they just keep doing
in the
stuff
way we do
to
it.
just
And then
They have done nothing to change our perspective.
no, except for Wonder Woman. But even then, like
Is
Wonder
it
Woman's
enough?
great as not if you're establishing
Exactly.
a whole universe.
Well, and again,
she is great on her own.
making the argument
What they did
to
was
continue is Wonder Woman may be a great movie, but in terms of having a plan, that should have been released before Batman vs.
And that's
Superman.
what I said on an earlier
Yeah, you
podcast,
did,
but
you
I
did.
absolutely agree with that because you're actually establishing your characters prior to just throwing them all.
They're
in
just
together.
coming up with ideas and like, okay, let's just do this, and it doesn't.
And you know
really-
what? From what I saw, Batman and Superman and Suicide Squad, the Joker was underdeveloped. I don't give a damn. The villain in Doomsday and Batman vs Superman, okay, blah blah blah. And then Lex Luthor.
Terrible.
I actually like the casting choice. I feel like the execution was
They just
horrid.
turned him basically into a
Absolutely
discount
horrid.
Joker in the end.
No,
No, they
exactly.
really
and it's
did.
like that is not
And that's
Lex
saying
Luthor.
something.
And I will say though,
He played a better Joker than Leto did.
That's true. But I will say, Man of Steel, I don't think we're giving enough credit because Man of Steel, I do. Feel
But you
was
know
good.
what?
it still has a level
Even
plus.
having said that, though, I didn't mind it. A lot of actual fans of the franchise and all that thought that was still a very poor performance for
Yeah.
a film. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
it
and
did
I-
well box office because of the name Superman. That's how all these superhero movies, like, regardless of the actual reaction, they're going to do well box office wise.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean it's a quality film by any means.
But yeah.
Suicide Squad won an Emmy or an Oscar. Sorry,
Did
an
it?
Oscar.
I'm
Really?
sure it won
For
a bunch
what?
of Teen Choice
I don't even
Awards
remember
too.
what it won it for. It was some
Silly thing.
bullshit.
I'm pretty sure it won a bunch of Teen Choice Awards too. And
Like,
Look
you
it
could
up,
have cut out the entire Suicide Squad and just had Harley Quinn and Will Smith. in
Suicide
it.
Squad was better than Batman vs Superman though.
Oh, I agree with that.
But even then
100%.
though, it was kind of a letdown from what
Oh.
you thought it could be.
Definitely. I was super excited for Suicide Squad. and
It was decent. Was
Yeah.
what I'm getting at, but it wasn't like, oh my gosh, I
would say
can't
Man-
wait for the next one.
I would say
really-
Man of Steel was better than Suicide Squad, though.
No, I'd agree.
Okay,
And
so
that's-
Suicide
Yeah.
Squad won an Oscar
should've
for
been.
best makeup and hairstyling.
It
See,
won an
and I don't-
Oscar.
I don't agree with that because I think it was going against
Yeah.
like The Hobbit and
Yeah,
stuff.
and this is why we don't agree with the Academy.
Yeah, this
They
is.
took them 20 years to give.
I'm pretty
friggin'
sure The
DiCaprio an
Hobbit did
award.
not come out in the same time frame as Suicide Squad.
Which. No, one of the Hobbits.
No, it didn't.
Because I know. I'm trying to remember.
third one
Hobbit
came out years
like
before the
2-3 years ago at least.
No, they weren't
Wow,
not
that's
in the
been
same.
forever.
not the same.
But no, I did
That
no,
one purely just because they had different looking people. in
No,
it.
but I do remember.
like freaking
Yeah.
Croc, Killer
Croc.
Croc,
Dude, he
and a
looked
bunch
terrible.
of others.
But no, I remember it going up against
Yeah, he
one,
did.
and I
He
don't
did
remember
look
what
great.
movie it was, but I remember thinking that them winning makeup was just crap because I can't remember the movie. was,
I
but
never
it
watched the
was
Oscars because in the end, I feel like it doesn't reflect
feel like they're out of
how
touch with the audiences.
Well, it doesn't affect what the audiences actually care about.
I agree.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's been so many ways, and like you said, DiCaprio, like
Granted,
he won it for The Revenant, but I don't even.
He should have
feel
won
like,
it several times.
But I don't
before.
even feel like The Revenant's his best film.
Alright, real quick.
I actually got bored during The Revenant. Too
I
long.
didn't. You know what? I didn't see it.
I
I
liked
saw
it.
it, like-
I liked it. I did.
saw it maybe half a year ago.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta realize it's like it takes the term of a classical Western revenge story.
No, and I understand that. I haven't cared to sit down and watch it.
No,
but
I don't.
But I already know DiCaprio should have had that thing locked in the bag years
Years
before.
ago, I mean, countless rules.
And real quick, just a random non sequitur, but what's your guys' favorite Christopher Nolan film?
He does have a lot of good ones.
All right.
Okay, I say we take Batman's out.
No, you can even include him.
See,
It doesn't
that's so
matter.
hard though because the Batman.
I, for my vote, I wouldn't include a Batman film. That's just because, although I do love the way those were portrayed, but
I feel like those are Trump, so I'm pulling them out. That's
Okay,
why I said
well,
we
who
just
you got then?
pull
Who you
them-
got then?
Hold on, let me just. I gotta go through them all.
Well, I
For
think
me-
for me it's between Prestige and Memento.
okay, all right.
Yeah.
See, that's not what I had, but those are also very well.
I did not
could be
know he
thinking
did
of-
Memento.
For me,
Him and his brother did it.
You
Yeah.
didn't know he did Memento?
No.
Oh yeah,
and
dude.
it explains why I like Memento so much. But
Well, that just the concept, and I feel
Oh,
like that's
yeah.
the problem with movies nowadays is, unless and especially sci-fi films are kind of obscure plots out there. You have to have either like through a trailer, you have to either portray like a really interesting character that the audience can attach itself to, or you have to have just a killer concept. And for Memento, that it was just crazy different. But for me,
Well, and that's one of those where we were talking about like the way people bring like a story together, and that's one of those where if you
Right.
don't bring it together the way it's brought, like it doesn't have a story.
and he's
basically.
almost the best at bringing those stories together, those type of obscure different, especially with different timelines and what Memento did. But for me, my favorite, and I was touching on this just because of Leo, but it is actually Inception. I thought because
forgot
I
about
went
Inception.
into that film seeing a trailer, still not knowing what the heck is going on, and then coming out of the film being like, my mind was blown.
That is a
on
great-
how it
well,
was
so
portrayed.
I will say one of Interstellar was like that.
I
was
did
kinda-
just think about. I think
Interstellar is just
the
so
problem I have with
intense.
Interstellar, because
I'm not saying it's my favorite.
I do not have an
No,
issue
no,
with
I
its
was-
length. I think that's one of the few ones that warrants a longer length.
it was
and I think there are
long.
some very impactful parts. I've said it before. I teared up during Interstellar
yeah.
during the part where he's
Where he's
watching
talking to his
21
kids,
years
like,
go by.
30 years just passed.
And-
that was the hard part.
That being said, the ending to me is a little and that kind of takes me almost a step back. Same thing with, I know this is not Christopher Nolan in this case, but that's how I felt with Passengers too. I thought it was a pretty good movie, and then the ending kind of like,
Yeah.
I don't know, yeah.
And those are both sci-fi films.
I
too,
actually
so
might,
it's like-
Inception is a really good movie.
that one always blew me away. That's actually probably one of my top 5.
I would say
films
taking
of
the
all time.
Batmans out, it would be.
Prestige is up there too.
Yeah, I think Prestige for me.
that is good.
or
There's just so
Memento.
many though. And then
Yeah.
speaking of Dunkirk, I'm not big on seeing it just because it's a war film, and I don't have a problem with that. I just feel like those have been. I feel like that's kind of a saturated market, but
it's
apparently it's really
I've heard it's
well
really
done. Like
good.
I've heard a lot of good stuff, so I don't want to knock it. But
there are two directors,
where you just see
writers.
whatever.
I
right?
will see whatever, and that's Joss Whedon and Nolan.
Nolan,
It's kind of whatever
I
they put
don't
out.
disagree.
Whatever they put out, I'm willing to see. Like no hesitation.
And honestly, at this point, I think it's starting, for me at least, to transfer too, from not just Christopher Nolan, but his brother too.
Yeah.
Because Jonathan
Yeah.
Nolan was behind Westworld.
That's
Yeah,
true.
And he's part of Interstellar,
and he was
he's
also
part of
writing,
Memento.
and writing of all the
Yeah.
Dark Knight trilogy too.
I do like Scorsese too.
Yeah.
I think like The Departed's one of my.
I never saw The Departed
Oh,
just because
dude,
the
it's-
ending was spoiled for me.
Aw.
But I heard it's still worth it though.
It's really worth it. And Wolves of Wall Street.
That's
Great
great.
movie.
Uh,
But
That's too long of a
But
film.
he's
It is long.
really
but that one. I thought
love
that one's
Wolf
just
of
so
Wall
out there and
Street.
crazy.
That's-
It's just,
see, I feel like DiCaprio should have won it for that.
he
feel
could
like
have. I think he was nominated for that.
He
I
was.
don't. Yeah, he's been nominated a bunch of times.
Well, yeah, he just never won it.
I mean, we really want to be. He should have got it for What's Eating Gilbert Grape because his
Way back?
Yeah, way back when he was a kid. Because his performance was freaking mind blowing.
That kid's always been good. He's not a kid. I don't know why I said that, but
He was a kid in
back then. Yeah.
He was once
You know
a
what I
kid.
really loved him in? The Growing Pains.
Oh. But yeah, no,
Kirk
Nolan.
Cameron, guys.
Oh, there we go. But yeah, no, Nolan. I don't know, man. Nolan is just right now, and I think, but he's actually part of like Man of Steel and stuff like that.
Well, as an executive producer, he doesn't have a lot of creative
That's
Yeah.
very
elements and
different,
control
yeah.
of it.
yeah, but I still feel like
That's like saying Joss Whedon's gonna revolutionize the new friggin' Justice League that's about to come out.
He has
Yeah.
really no say.
yeah, that's true. But that will probably be the first Joss Whedon film I won't see.
Because again,
You're not
I
gonna
don't-
see it?
I don't think it's fair to call it a Joss Whedon film.
No, it's not. It's a.
if you don't have,
It's a Snyder film.
if you have
Oh,
no,
yeah, no.
if you have no creative influence in it, it's not your
Plus,
film.
you're coming in on
I'm
the
not
back
gonna
end.
call any of these ones a Christopher Nolan film because he isn't.
Because he's an executive producer. Yeah, he was there
that's
for.
very
he's
different.
just there for money.
Well, it's more like a consulting type thing, but you're consulting on somebody else's direction.
Yeah.
So it's not the same at all.
I would say, and I think this was weird about Snyder, is Snyder's very hit and miss for me.
There's films of his I actually really like. And there's
300 and Sucker Punch, I really like.
Not
Sucker
so
Punch
much Sucker
See,
Punch.
I like
Watchmen
Sucker
though,
Punch.
I'll give him
Watchmen
that one and
really
300.
great.
I'll give him that one and 300.
I
The
wasn't
rest
a big
of
fan
them.
of Watchmen either.
I didn't mind it.
I liked watching it.
I liked
It's
it.
long.
300.
That one's also
good,
a lengthy
but-
one you can talk about.
300. 300 was kind of groundbreaking too. I feel, which is why.
Well, it was a genre that hadn't been touched since
And
they
he
dealing
hadn't
with
really
the
done stuff like
Spartans
that
and then-
before.
And now there's a billion of those things.
Yeah, well, almost because of him though. He kind
Because
of
there's
lead
that, then
there Gods of Egypt.
Gods of Egypt. Well, like Immortals.
Yeah, Immortals. I did
The Clash of the Titan remakes.
Two of them. Yeah.
Yeah, then the second 300, which I still haven't.
I didn't see that
There's,
either.
oh yeah.
I didn't care to see it
yeah.
because I knew it wasn't by him, and I think it did okay. But like, I don't know. Sometimes when you hit the mark, you can't. You either top it, or you just like everything else will be subpar.
But I think that's why if say he hadn't made 300 and like stuff had started being done and he made 300 now, it wouldn't be as good because like that was like the first movie he really did in that kind of style.
Well, it
and
had his style with like the slow motion and
exactly,
the
but now he
graphic
does it with
effects and-
everything, and he does it so much.
Yeah, so now you're like, oh, you can see
much.
it. Oh, that's a Zack Snyder film.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, why are you doing slow motion during this random?
Yeah,
like it feels like forced.
It fit in 300, but
In
yeah,
300
he
it worked.
forces it in other stuff.
Like, there's a lot of slow mo in Batman versus Superman.
Yeah.
Needlessly so. It's like
How many times did we slow motion see the beads of her broken necklace hit the ground?
Oh god.
oh man, and to think that was a major choice for them. Like, you guys should have focused on some other stuff, I think, but
Like a plot.
character development. I mean, we can keep.
Nah,
going.
neither of those things are very important. Ask Michael Bay.
okay.
Dude, seriously,
Did you guys even see the last Transformers?
No, that's what I was about to wonder. I was
see
going to
it?
look up to see how much
I think
money
that
it's
was a
made
flop.
right now.
No, I bet it's in the negative compared to its film's budget.
Dude, the
I'm
first
gonna
one
guess
was
that.
good. The second one was
Okay.
like,
Third
I'll
one
see
was
it.
like okay. we
Third
should
one
probably
is better
stop.
than the second
We
one.
should still
See,
stop
I
though.
don't-
The same thing with Pirates. I had somebody talking to me the other day about they were joking about some misconception I had about the fourth film of the Pirates of who I said I guess it was we had spoken on a previous podcast about how I guess I said that Selma Hayek was in it, but it was actually Penelope Cruz.
Yeah.
But like that just goes. That's the fourth one. Like it's a forgettable film. We should have stopped at 3. You could have argued we could have even stopped at 2, but then they're still coming out with more. Fifth just happened.
1, 2, and 3. I can't.
You literally just had the 5th Pirates and the 5th Transformers, and like they both.
The last Pirates actually wasn't
Unheard of.
I
It just
saw
dropped.
it. It wasn't overly terrible.
I'm not saying it
but
was,
you
but I'm
can
saying
see
like
they've gotten so far out of the
You've
realm
overstayed
of
your welcome.
reality where it's
kind of
just
was
like,
what it feels like.
Like the first one, amazing. Like first Pirates, I don't think like hands down amazing.
All
film.
right.
Are you on Box Office Mojo?
Box Office Mojo. What would you guess Transformers 5 has brought in?
It
Has
should've-
cost? What was the
They
budget?
should have
And
only
then what was
brought
the
in
numbers it
50
brought?
cents.
Let me find the budget.
Well, all right.
real
What do you
quick.
want to guess for the budget? I'm gonna say at least 100 mil.
Okay, the budget. I've got the budget.
I'm gonna say at least 100.
I would say about 400.
Oh, that's well higher. I would.
You're closer. It's only 217 million.
I was
closer,
gonna go.
but we
I was
could've
gonna go
split the
300.
difference.
All
I was
right,
gonna
now
go
how
300.
much do you think it's brought in?
Well, worldwide or domestic? I'm gonna say
Let's
domestic.
start
is-
domestic.
I'm gonna say 80. 80 domestic, if you're lucky. Probably
Yeah,
not. even
I'm
that.
gonna say about 45, 50.
You know, I wonder if it even won its weekend.
Yeah.
I'm not even joking. I can't remember.
126 million.
That's all. It's
Now
about.
Domestic, so
That's domestic. Now, what do you think worldwide overall it has made, including domestic? So overall,
440.
Yeah.
521.
So, it has
it's more
yielded
than
a
double
profit.
what it made.
What it
Production.
cost. So they still
Which
came
is
out
crazy,
profit,
and this is-
But I do
But it's
wonder
probably
how
crap,
that.
though, isn't it?
Apparently, it was a franchise low opening.
Yeah. Well, it came out like
It's
just
so
came out.
bad.
We're still in July.
It's got like a 5.3 out of 10, a
That's
15 on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's another
15%. Way to go, guys.
100.
Meanwhile, you have
That's
movies
usually
like.
how percentages work.
Meanwhile, you have actually quality movies that just dropped. Like this is another one I want to touch on, but you have the third one of the Planet of the Apes trilogy, War of the
Yeah,
Apes.
we-
I think that was one of the most complete trilogies, but that got a 93 on Rotten Tomatoes. But another film I saw recently, which is actually original concept by Edgar Wright, was Baby Driver.
I want to see
That was
it.
so good.
It
has
worth
a
it.
great soundtrack. It's
I
kind
just
of like a
hate Jamie
soundtrack.
Foxx.
Nah, no, you wouldn't mind him.
No.
No,
Okay.
no, I think.
All right. Sorry to quickly.
Yeah, sorry.
Just to finish up
Yes,
Transformers
absolutely,
before
absolutely.
we can go on. So Transformers 1, in its opening week
Killed.
made 155 million.
Yeah.
And Transformers 2 in its opening week had 200 million, and then 3 had 180.
And these were all kind of like spaced out. I think they were spaced out like 2 years each, right?
More
Between
or
1
less
and 3, around there.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I think so. Yes.
So they did the first
sorry, no,
three.
it's 07 and then 11 for Revenge of the Fallen. So
4 years.
They're another one that can't keep their cast either, man.
Then
Well, they did
Transformers
one.
4 opened to
Didn't franchise low.
100 million.
So a franchise low at that point.
You want to guess what the opening week domestically
of course.
for Transformers 5 was?
60. Nothing more than 60. I'd be
say
shocked.
40. Yeah. I want to say 80, but
Was
that's too
69 million.
69.
Yeah.
Okay. What else came out that weekend? That was in June. That wasn't that long ago.
Is that Baywatch?
I'm just saying, like, if you want to be a big summer blockbuster hit, and you're on your 5th film in your franchise, and you have a conglomeration of other blockbusters essentially coming out that same weekend, like, and you're doing only 69, like, I think it's time to move on.
Well, I think this is the last.
But the problem is they've already doubled the profit worldwide.
That is really the problem. It's like, because you guys keep talking about all these movies that
It
are
still
out,
fuels
and
the
I keep
same-
being like, I haven't seen any of these movies because just legitimately none of them to me are worth my money. And the problem with
They are.
our
some
audiences is
people.
apparently they're still worth their money somehow.
Right.
Yeah.
Worldwide, though.
I think it's just one of those things people are like, I guess I'll see it.
But anyway, see Baby Driver.
Yeah, I want to see it.
That's a very good one. It's about Ansel Elgort. He plays kind of like a wheelman, getaway driver for certain heists. It's kind of like a heist film. Kevin Spacey and Jamie Foxx is in it. Rated R. It's kind of a fun... And the soundtrack's amazing. It has a bunch of classics. The soundtrack for that film is kind of similar to what the original Guardians did.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of classics and just...
That's kinda
It's
cool.
very well incorporated into the film.
That's cool.
Very enjoyable.
Yeah, I want to see that.
That's a good date night.
Well,
film,
that's
to be honest.
the so I
It's a good date night
chose
film.
between Planet of the Apes and Baby
Yeah, and those
Driver,
are both good
and I
ones.
chose Planet of the Apes,
Next
so
time, though,
I
you won't be disappointed.
No, I want to see Baby Driver. I definitely do.
But yeah, it's like this mentality where you have an existing franchise and they're cranking out sequels. At what point do you decide to end?
After the first one,
Yeah. And another thing is after the first one.
you end
Again,
after
Transformers is such a weird franchise because it has made so much
it
money.
has.
Despite not only 2 of them, like, one's a good movie and one's an alright movie, and then one's an maybe okay movie, and then we've had 2 garbage
Yeah, but
movies.
you never had a great movie. You never had a great movie.
The first one I would say was up there. The first one wasn't bad.
Would you call it great?
I called it good.
Yeah,
I'm kind of with
good.
you.
No,
It's
I
And
good. It's not
okay was
great.
the third one.
And
I
the
would
second
say
one,
I would argue
I would
that
say
the second one was pretty
okay.
bad. But
I would say okay.
I
Like,
would say-
I'm just not overwhelmed or like
I think
super
the-
excited about any of them.
The thing is too is what Michael Bay does with the characters, like of the with Optimus and all.
I feel
them.
bad for Michael Bay.
Why? He does
Maybe
it
you
to
should make better
himself.
movies.
I mean, with more substance instead of just
He doesn't. I
Armageddon
would say
was good.
that
I liked
he.
Armageddon. I like
But
Bad
even
Boys.
with
Yeah,
even with
Bad Boys
Armageddon,
Deep
you got to
Impact.
think about the plot, right? Like
The plot is kind of
there-
silly.
There's
You have
so
oil
many
drillers.
plot holes, and just in my, I think he doesn't know how to properly build out a plot.
It's more of a
I'm
storytelling.
gonna turn
Yeah,
on this light.
I think, or we can open that if you want to. It's up to you, whichever. I agree with what RJ just said. It's like the context and the content is great if you're judging it just by CGI and special effects. But in terms of story, like what
There is
everybody's
none.
in,
They're pretty
like
bad.
it's so poorly formatted.
I don't
There
care
is
about
none.
Stanley Yelnats in his first day of school.
That's holes.
I know.
That's a holes shout out right there.
To me, okay,
I get what
so
you're saying though. Like,
character that
yeah.
plays
Do you know how? I'm sure I'm not the only one in this case. Like you kind of you
you
see
would be.
an actor and then you always associate with them, right?
Yeah.
But see,
So
for me, he's even
for me, Shia
Stevens.
LaBeouf is always Stanley
Yelnats.
Yelnats.
See,
I
for
read
me,
that book
he's
in a
even
day. I
Steven.
love that book.
Yeah,
For
for
you,
me, he's even
it's a lot of
Stevens.
people. For me, it's Disturbia.
You didn't catch on to him until Disturbia?
Well, I wasn't a huge Even Stevens fan. I did enjoy it,
okay.
and then
Disturbia wasn't terrible. I really
I
liked
did like him as an actor. I just wasn't crazy about Even Stevens.
I really like him in Fury.
Fear's great.
Fury
I feel
was-
bad for that guy. That guy is just his career. Jeez.
Who?
Shia.
Oh yeah.
He's kind of all over the place with his off the
Lawless.
He's just kind of gotten crazy too. Though.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. He has a
Just
addiction
do
problem.
it.
Yeah, it's okay too.
Yeah.
But Nike made him millions and billions of dollars off that.
No, have you not seen his video?
No, I know exactly what you're referencing. I'm just saying that like he has kind of
here
gone
in
far
town?
out there.
He was here in town.
Well, he
He did briefly.
because he was doing his but it was supposed to be 4-year-long live stream, and
Right, and
he
it was
got
at a-
kicked out of LA or wherever he was originally set up.
It was
Maybe
LA
it was
or
DC
New York
or something.
or maybe
But then
DC.
he came here for some reason.
The
and
El
then,
Rey feeder,
he
right?
liked it and was like, "Oh, I'll do it here." And then I think he maybe did it 2 days and then left.
But I think
Didn't
there
he,
was some
put a-
conflict with people here. Is there was a shooting right by there or something.
he put a camera up.
It's a live
Yeah,
stream.
a live
yeah.
stream.
Yeah, on a post.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to still be there though, isn't it, or no?
No, I think
doubt
that
it.
all fell apart.
If he was still here, I would legitimately want to go meet him just because I could say I'd met Shia LaBeouf.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. I hope he can get it together because I did enjoy some of his films like Disturbia.
No, he had some good films.
Eagle Eye was entertaining. It was
That
different.
wasn't bad. I liked. I know you.
And Fury, I
agree.
did.
Fury, I liked Lawless.
Percy Jackson's character. What's that guy's name?
Logan Lerman?
Yes. He was originally. They were considering him for Spider-Man at one point even.
I can't see that.
I
But they
couldn't see
moved.
him
But
as
they
Spider-Man.
moved on. I
Because
like
he was
that.
in hits such as Noah.
No, he was in Noah.
Yeah.
I remember Perks of Wallflower. If you ever saw that one.
Oh,
That was
I
very
saw
good.
it, but I didn't.
That was
Yeah.
a crazy, dramatically.
Yeah, it's a
mood
good teen
messing
drama
with
right
movie.
there. Yeah. It's like 13 Reasons Why, but the other
I
side,
haven't seen that yet.
which is also dark. But anyway, yeah,
Up.
interesting. So
Yeah, I have a bunch of Netflix stuff I need to watch. I've been stuck up on all the stand-up
I'm still trying to
comedies.
finish Orange Is the New Black. The new
So
one. It is
good.
good. It is good. I
So
think I'm on the last two.
It's really good. It got crazy though, right?
A little too crazy. Yeah.
I've been watching through The Ranch now.
Is that
Since I
funny? Is it
finished-
funny?
Since I watched that 70s show.
I love it, dude. The Ranch is so good.
Yeah.
Because they did just have their 3rd season.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I watched
and
that
then Rick
in
and,
an entire
Rick and
night.
Morty, the third season's about to drop soon.
July 30th, I believe.
Really
Not
soon,
soon
yeah.
enough.
Yeah, not soon.
Also not.
There you go. Well, that'll be a fun one to check out
But
too.
yeah. So what do you think of The Ranch though?
I mean, I'd seen most of the first season with you anyway when you
Doesn't
were
answer
watching
my
it.
question. I know you don't
It's
like
like
laugh
seen it.
tracks, but
No, laugh tracks suck.
Yeah, they do. They
we have
I
a
mean-
whole episode on it.
Overall, it's a decent show.
decent
Yeah.
watch.
I like it. It's
I think a lot of it's kind of predictable too. Like
Oh, definitely.
pretty much the whole plot of the first season, you're kind of like, okay, I know where this is going into the second season.
Yeah.
And it instantly happens in the second season. But
It sucks when you can guess everything. That's
but
going on.
I do like Danny Masterson. The
That's
one.
Brewster, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a cool character.
Dude,
He's one of the,
hilarious.
and honestly, I like Ashton Kutcher too.
Yeah.
I think the guy that plays the dad.
The guy who plays the dad, I always think of him as other Ron because of Parks and Rec.
Yeah, but he kills it for me. He's so funny. I don't know. The whole show is kind of old school, but I like it. It's more of a pretty predictable comedy, but it's a real good
It's
like.
fun though, lighthearted.
Yeah, it's real fun.
It is. It's weird because it takes like the sitcom role in terms of the laugh track, and you have where I make a quip and then we pause because we know that there's going to be the laugh track
So then you
inserted.
carry on.
And
But
then
it's-
you make your joke, and then we get the laugh
Another
track
laugh,
again.
yeah.
But at the same time, like it's not a sitcom in terms of you don't have these you think of Big Bang Theory, and it's like you could watch any episode individually and
Mm-hmm.
know, and like, you still enjoy it. Not to say that you can't do that with The Ranch, but every episode very clearly goes into the next episode.
So it actually has a good
it's
arc.
Very linear.
It's a really good
Okay.
art, and it's rated R too. So it's like a sitcom, but there's like
See, that's
more.
There's no boobs though.
But there's cussing and
okay.
like the
see,
dad's
I'll
very
have to check it out.
very vocal with them. Like so.
Do you think it's easier to pull off given the fact that it is on Netflix because it is linear? So like with Office and
'cause
Parks
it's
and
all
Recs,
released
you have this. Yeah, you have
Yeah.
a story where you can take any one episode, you can watch it standalone, hilarious, fine. You don't really
Yeah,
need
yeah.
to know. But with this, you have it more linear, and because it is Netflix, you get it all at once. It's almost better suited for that format.
Probably,
Well, and that's I like the Netflix series because they all like when you have a series on Netflix, same like
Because
they
it's all
just
just released.
yeah they just release it all at once.
They were
That's-
even
Oh, sorry. What were you about to say?
they were
Because I'm
even
gonna
considering
change
at
something.
one point that they wouldn't. When they are releasing their series, they wouldn't release it all at once. But I think there was such a backlash almost against that from the
It's
audience,
so nice.
from their
Because
you know,
people
the
just
members.
want to
Like,
binge it.
well, yeah, because it's almost more. It's
Netflix
easier.
is binging. Netflix is all binging.
I have shows I like on Netflix that I haven't finished at all because I still have the ability to binge watch it when I want, like
Yeah.
House of Cards and a couple others.
Exactly.
I saw like sort of watched like 2 episodes because he was watching. I was playing video games, but it does seem like a show I should watch. But so what I was gonna kind of tie this to real quick. Again, back to Comic-Con, but also with Netflix, there was another Defenders trailer.
I had heard
Narrated by Stan Lee the whole time.
Oh really?
interesting.
That's kind of cool.
I don't know that you learn
guy,
a whole
he-
lot, but they do at the very end. They reveal that the Punisher will at least be in there in some
He's getting
small
his own
capacity,
TV show.
and he's getting his own series.
On Netflix?
Yeah.
Wow. With the
Is-
same actor?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
That's kinda cool.
That is kind of cool.
and there's
actually.
going to be an Iron Fist season 2.
No one
yeah.
gives a shit about that. No one gives a shit about that. But
I'm waiting for the.
but I think the Punisher they've all said too is he's gonna make his way. I think.
More
in-
excited for Jessica Jones.
Yeah, that's gonna be.
Well, I mean,
super
the
good.
Iron Fist, but Punisher. That is cool.
Yeah,
That
and
is-
they're saying along with his own TV show is I think he'll still have guest appearances and stuff.
Well, yeah, because it seems like the universe they've almost
Oh,
created
yeah.
separate from
I would
the
assume
MCU, just
They're
on
all
Netflix.
gonna start overlapping at least a little
I would
bit,
assume
and-
that it's
Yeah,
going
but
to
they
take
tie
kind
in.
of the like Arrow, Flash. I think Supergirl has maybe gone into them now. I don't know. I
They
don't
even
watch any of them.
reference. My mom
but,
said they even reference like Superman in Supergirl.
I mean, she's his cousin.
Well, I
so
mean,
would
I
hope
know,
so.
I know. But I mean, like, I think they might have had another actor to play him. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not
That's
so
cool.
sure.
I haven't watched.
He's
it.
dead anyway.
I've seen the first 2 seasons of Arrow, and that's it.
Yeah.
I have attempted to watch Arrow and I fall asleep within the first 5 minutes every time.
I think the first season's all right.
Better than Iron Fist.
Yes.
Iron Fist was probably one of the most disappointing.
Netflix
ones that-
or
No,
Marvel
yeah,
things,
Netflix and Marvel.
Marvel things
Yeah.
ever. Yeah.
And I guess
But
speaking of
could be the
Marvel TV shows, do you guys care at all about Inhumans? Or have you even seen
is
the
it
two?
Humans a movie or a TV show?
No, it's
TV
gonna be a
show.
series coming out on Netflix.
So my thing is though,
No, I
isn't from Agents of Shield? Weren't they already introduced to Inhumans?
I don't know if they've introduced them. They might have like
I think it's supposed
referenced
to
the
rip
concept,
off.
but
I don't-
That's what
yeah.
I
I'm not sure.
literally do not care.
I don't
I
care
watched
about-
the first trailer and I
Yeah, I
care
remember
even
you
less.
commenting on it. You were like,
Yeah,
"This is
yeah,
silly.
I don't
This
care
is
about
absolutely
Inhumans at
ridiculous. This is like Cyborg and his CGI DC,
It's like we've heard
which
all
is
these things
ridiculous."
before.
But yeah, when will they listen to us, man? Freaking
We've
Hollywood.
got dozens.
We have dozens of ideas.
We've got ones of people watching this.
No, but we're on to something though. We are on to something.
They also did reveal a little bit of detail about Arrested Development the next season.
That I'm
it's
kinda
going to be like a
curious about.
murder mystery.
Yeah, and
season.
somehow they're gonna like use the
What?
dysfunction of the Bluth family to portray how Trump is right now or something, or like they're gonna use some sort of comparison there. I also read, but that'll be interesting.
I never watched I watched like the first 2 episodes of the Netflix created season
Right.
of it. And
I get that because I felt the same way. I really loved the first few seasons that were separate from Netflix. I thought they were really well done. And then I felt the same way you did.
That's with
going
Bateman,
in,
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I absolutely love Bateman.
Michael
And
Sarah.
Arnett is in it, and Sarah, right?
Sarah, yeah, they're all in it. But I will say I felt the exact same way. But the way because the structure they did it, I feel it was kind of like what we were talking about earlier, how all these characters and separate stories almost intertwine. That's how the final couple episodes of the Netflix season come together, and it is kind of well done at that point. But the build up is almost so slow.
well, because the problem
and
is you
dense,
get like
it's
an entire episode about characters that
they
I
don't care about. Right, and then they finally
Like the
tie it
girl,
all.
like the sister whose name I can't even remember because I care
Yeah,
so
no,
little
and
about her.
I get that, and I felt the same way. I was like, this is kind of weird and different, but then they do tie it all together well. But I just don't know if the structure was as good as it could have been. But I am curious. I'll probably watch it because I'm a huge Bateman fan. But
Bateman.
we'll see. And he's also supposed to come out with something else on Netflix. I think it's a series. It's coming out really recent. Actually, I think it just dropped on Netflix on the 21st. It's called Ozark. It's about like some. I think it's more of a drama, some money laundering scheme.
Laundry like 500 million or something.
Yeah,
they are putting out so much stuff. Like every week, there's at least 5 new things. Like I don't know anything about it. I only know that Colby Smulders and I think it's Keegan Michael Key are in a show together called like Friends from College or something.
What the hell?
Yeah.
No way. I'll see that just because I love Colby.
Keegan Michael Key?
Yeah. So it's all of them are in college and like it's years later and they're all adults and they're like trying to hang out and stuff
That's
again.
hilarious.
And like they kind of pick
that sounds
up
like
the
a fun
drama
comedy.
So it's like they pick up the drama from like back in the day and they're all like going through like marriage problems and stuff.
What? And what's it called again? I'm sorry.
Friends from College.
And it's on Netflix. Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
it just dropped.
I'll have to check that too.
Because then I love, for me too, is they do a lot of stand-up stuff. And I'm a huge stand-up comedy fan.
Brian Regan's will come out soon.
Yeah, his will come out soon. I think Segura's will. They have Segura's one that was on there.
Chris
and
D'Elia just
off.
dropped a new one too on Netflix.
And then,
if you've seen that.
Ari
Shafir.
I saw both.
I've seen both. They are funny. I watched those yesterday.
And then Dave Chappelle has a 2 or 3 parter as well.
Yeah, those are good.
But Ari's
is
hilarious.
And he has like one that's like childhood and one that's like
adulthood.
But it's funny, just like it all relates to kind of our age and generation.
It was pretty funny. He was like, I used to be smart once. Believe it or not, he's like, I was smart, and then I discovered weed and I smoked it 2 or 3 times for 17 years a day. He's like 2 or 3 times a day for 17 years, and then now this is where I'm at. So
and then he jokes about like his friends and how we're all growing up and like certain friends have kids and like why are you bringing your friend to our beer festival? He's like
your kids are.
He's like he's really smart for his age. He's a cool little kid. And he's like I'm really smart for his age. And I just don't know if he can handle the tolerance, you know? Because we're at like a beer festival. It's just funny.
He has some. His stand-ups are. They're hilarious.
That's what's so great about Netflix, man. They're literally like Hollywood's in trouble.
Well, that's
why they don't adapt quick enough because Netflix is producing so much of their own and original content while also still having all the classics that everybody loves.
I mean, it's to the point.
And it's like people don't even pay for cable anymore.
No, and that's what's bad.
There's no point.
I refuse to pay for cable because I got
canceling
Netflix.
Direct this week.
That's another crazy thing. Is it was a stat that I saw today about the premiere of season 7 of Game of Thrones because there are places, I guess like Canada for example, that you cannot access HBO Go or an affiliate kind of like Britain gets it through like Sky One or whatever.
They have their own.
But you can't get those things through there, and so you can only get it through like a basic cable subscription, and people don't want to pay for cable just for one show.
Right.
The premiere
Amazon buy this
had over 90 million pirated like downloads.
Holy moly.
I was not one of them.
And it broke a bunch of records for the most watched episode ever too.
I did read it was the most live tweeted Game of Thrones episode ever. The new premiere. And Tina, I wasn't joking. We were canceling cable because our contract's up, and it's like there's no point. And but she did just get HBO Go now for the next couple months. That Game of Thrones is gonna be out. So like, yeah, I mean, there's just so many avenues to get your content now. Like, if you're putting out crap and you're putting out the same stuff that everybody's already seen, there's no point. I'm not gonna spend my money and waste my time there when I can have all I want right here. In all honesty,
too, with a lot of these things, like even the shows that are on, Fox or Hulu, the CW, whatever, they all come over to Netflix.
They do eventually.
So that's my whole debate is
even Agents of Shield is on Netflix.
Yeah.
Now.
So no, but see, here's my whole debate: is you spend $5 a month or so on Netflix, $7 a month or so on Hulu. Cable right there.
I'm paying over 100 on.
Yeah, it's like $20 and you pretty much have, and then what you don't have, you really can go to Amazon and you can find
YouTube, like Amazon, Hulu, like.
So it's like for $20, I can get pretty much everything I want to watch.
Yeah.
And it's all right there, and I don't have to pay for cable. So it's and that's why I think cable prices.
Paying for cable, like you have. Cool, like their big selling point. Oh, you have all the packages. You have 400 plus channels. Blue. How many of those channels do you actually watch? You don't watch 400 channels.
No. So here's the thing:
5 of them.
Comedy Central, like maybe Spike, Discovery Channel, and
And there's even other
Football.
outlets to get
And
that.
football,
And
yeah, football.
Football's coming up. We
So
will
football-
do a draft freaking
Yes.
episode.
We need to get Jordan for that one.
No, we do. Maybe that should be our first 4-man. That's coming up next. Well, when are we going to do it? What do you think? Early
I assume
September?
it'll be probably end
Well,
of
Towards the
August.
end of preseason,
So
probably.
first we need to talk to the manager because he's being
You're
lazy.
the manager,
Because
man.
he's being a lazy
How
prick.
dare you?
and not figuring
To
stuff
answer your
out.
question, the season is set up. You can
Essentially.
just go to your old team.
Well,
and
Jay
it
was
takes
saying
you
he
to
was
it.
having a hard time doing it.
Well,
He couldn't.
no.
Did you try to follow the link that he
I
sent in
did.
the email?
But I'm
You
already
just
in
go-
there. So
Exactly,
it's
just
like,
go from your old team
So,
and it takes
and
you.
the reason I did that is because the email said
That's
like
fine,
you need
that's
to,
fine.
and then I was like, okay, this is dumb. But
Yeah, but the link made it seem
But
like
yes,
I was-
so
Yeah.
we'll do that, but that'll probably be end of August-ish.
I would say towards the end of preseason. Because that's when more lineups are finalized and you don't want to have injuries that come
Exactly.
up. But yeah, end of August probably. So that'll
But
be
we
soon.
do just in general need to get.
We need
I know
Jordan
we had
on.
talked about getting
more
different
guests.
and that hasn't happened because
Hasn't
we got
happened
really
yet.
busy and
Yeah,
stuff.
summer months are busy, guys. Just so you know.
there
I will
are
be out
so
of
many
town next week and
activities to
everything,
do.
too. But
Oh, I'll be gone.
yeah,
next
so we'll
Saturday,
figure
so.
that out. But we'll do
So
that.
peace, so.
Yeah, well there you go.
I'm
I
going.
won't be here either. We're
I'm
all
going-
leaving.
I'm going freestyle snorkeling with the sharks.
Oh, nice.
That's a lie.
Michael Phelps is racing a shark tomorrow, apparently. on
is it
Is
Sunday.
Shark Week started already?
I don't know if it's starting or it's about to start, but yeah, it might be kicked off tomorrow.
So does he really think he's gonna be the fucking shark?
No, he's not going to be a shark. But, I mean, they're not even actually racing.
Well, that's
It's like-
stupid.
it's like simulated. So, like, he's going to do...
That's stupid. That's stupid.
You have to watch,
I
man.
want a shark in one lane and him in the
You're
other.
right. It's gonna stay in its lane.
Yeah, keep
Hey,
it in its
put
lane.
fucking plexiglass. Keep it in its own lane. I don't care. They
Even
need to
then,
be right
uh,
next. I need to visually
Makes
see
no
this.
sense. Makes no sense.
Then how do you make it actually?
That's what I want to
try?
see. Just slam into
Yeah.
a wall.
Well, then Michael Phelps might win.
Duh.
I don't care.
next to a lazy shark.
Lazy as hell. I want the Olympic medalist shark in my freaking lane.
Dude,
Not the best shark. in the world.
Dude, let's face it. The shark would jump over the plexiglass and eat his ass, but which is still not bad TV.
I mean, it would be
Depends
if it's
on
Michael
if you're
Phelps.
Michael Phelps' wife and kid.
Yeah,
Okay,
right.
well, now that you say he was a wife
And now
and
you have a
kid,
huge
I
story
feel
because
more
the shark
sorry.
ate our greatest Olympian ever.
Okay.
So
Shark gets his gold medals. That goes back to last week. When I said that.
you did. I eat the medalists. I get all the medals, right?
Pretty sure that's how that works.
Yep.
That's how the chain of custody works.
And since we've gone back to last week, tied it all around,
full
we should
circle.
probably just end this episode.
Yep. Well, it's.
Is this thing working?
God, you just effed it all over. We're gonna have to edit that one part out.
Nope.
Yep.
Nope.
Yep.
Nope.
It's happening.
Nope.
It's
I just
done.
want to see if it was working.
All right, guys. This has been a fun
You're right.
one.
The blinking blue light doesn't.
We
give
will
anything.
I'm
be
colorblind.
back
It looks
soon.
Could be.
gray.
It doesn't matter what color.
On
It's a
next
blinking
topic.
freaking light.